So in this video, I'm going to go over how you can get your child to stop snatching items from other people's hands. Let's say you're at a play date and all the kids are playing with Legos cooperatively. One of the children happens to pull out a toy wheel as they intend to build a toy car with the Legos, and your child sees that and all of a sudden snatches it from that child's hands. And as I'm sure you've all experienced, tears ensue. It may be difficult to get the children to play cooperatively again, give back the toy wheel. Could be the end of the play date, it could be the end of all play dates. Regardless, it's an undesirable behavior and it's frustrating, it's embarrassing, and it's hard to know how to get it to stop. So my strategy for you is to introduce the concept of trade. So that can start at home, whether it starts with you or other children in the home. The point is to be offering a trade. So let's say the child picks up an item that you really don't want them to engage with. Like, let's say this remote. They know they're not supposed to grab the remote, or maybe they don't realize they're supposed to grab the remote. Regardless, they've grabbed it and you don't want them to have the remote in their hands. Instead of snatching it from the child's hands, offer a trade. So take an item that may be something else of interest to them. It could be something that they've seen before, that they've played with before, but maybe not in a while. So that way there would be motivation and desire for this item, as you want to make sure that the item that you're offering to them is one that they perceive of equal or greater value, so to speak. And so let's just say your child hasn't seen this pair of toy toy earring in quite some time. Well, then say that could be a great trade item. So instead of immediately snatching that item from your child's hands, instead offer them another item and at the same time say, trade. And that way the child starts getting used to the fact that if there is something that they want that someone else has, they need to give something up in order to get that. So even though it may have started with them grabbing an item that you maybe didn't want them to grab, ultimately what happens is, because they have an item in their hand and you have something else that they perceive as what they want instead, then what will happen is the child will recognize, I need to give you something in exchange for that. And so what will happen in the play date instead is, if the child sees that toy wheel that another child has taken, instead of snatching it from their hands, they may try to offer something else to that other child as a way to get the toy steering wheel from the other child who picked it up. And regardless of whether or not that ends up being the case where the other child would give the toy wheel to your child, the point is that the concept of understanding you're not supposed to snatch items from other people's hands will be more understood, as it at home they've recognized that you don't snatch items from someone else's hands, but instead offer a trade.